Hello, I am back for lower body. Well, you're back, because I've been here, obviously. Okay, so lower body. We're going to start with some goblet squats or bodyweight squats. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do both, just depending on where you are. Of course, there's now the tree service man. Joking. Gotta be joking. Okay, sorry, I'm back. This is so funny. Okay, so goblet squats, right? So we're going to do goblet squat. I'm going to show you how to do a bodyweight squat, just in case you're not there yet with weights and squats, because squats are really hard. So if you're not to the point where you're using weights with your squats, that's totally fine. And when I say when you're not to the point, I mean like you haven't been doing bodyweight squats at all. So don't, think like you have to do goblet squats for it to be beneficial, because you don't. If you haven't been doing any squats, you need to start bodyweight squats, okay? So feet hip width apart, your knees are going to stay right lined up over your toes, and we're going to shift our butt down, okay? So it's not a hip hinge, I'll show you that later. It's a sit down, okay? So we bend our hips down and our knees go down. Down, down, down. Once we get to about parallel, that's fine. Push yourself up through your heels, okay guys? So push yourself up through that tush area, back, 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 and up. And always like to keep a nice neutral chin, okay? You don't want to be like this, because then your spine, it's not going to be straight whenever you come down, okay? And that's just going to feel awkward for one, and over time, it's just not going to do good things to your body. So from the side, feet hip width apart, you'll see my butt literally goes down, knees, butt back, and I push myself up with my heels, okay? One more, and up. Okay, so that's already a great move if you're not doing that yet. But if you have been doing squats or you've been working out some kind, then goblet squats are for you. So goblet squat is just the same thing, except we grab a weight, hold it on either side of the dumbbell like so. We don't want the weight resting on us. That's not the goal here. We want to hold the weight out, okay? So feet hip width apart, same thing, guys. Butt back, knees go down, and we push up. But now we just have some resistance, okay? So same jam. So this, we're going to do a little bit differently, because it's hard for us to really strength train our lower bodies. Supersetting, especially in the beginning, when your muscles are going to get fatigued. So with that, we're going to do just literally 3 sets of goblet squats. So do a set of 12. Take about 30 to 60 seconds of recovery, whatever feels good, and then do another set. And then again, take about 30 to 60 seconds of recovery, and then do it again. But do not let the recovery last like 3 to 4, like don't get on your phone, and then before you know it, you're like 4 minutes, and you gotta do another set. Like that's defeats the purpose, guys, okay? So I know it's rough, you're like, what do I do with these 30 seconds? Like we're all so impatient, but just chill. Watch the 30 seconds if you have to, on your watch, whatever you gotta do. But yeah, just try not to get on your phone, because I'm guilty of it. Like minutes will go by and I'm like, my workout, So just learn from my bad behaviors. All right, guys, so dumbbell reverse lunge. This is another one that we're gonna do with no weight, as far as like that's our modification, and with weight is a little bit more advanced version. So I'm going to show you both, of course, and then also we're going to do this one on its own. So because you're going to do 12 reps for each side, guys. That's 24 reps. So by the time you're done with that, take about a minute. You'll probably need a minute there. Catch your breath, and then get back at it. And also the reps apply the same for the other one, guys. If you're working with lighter weights that don't give you enough of a muscle fatigue at 12, bump it up. Go to 15, do 18. It's fine, okay? We're working for that muscle fatigue. Okay, so reverse lunges. I'm gonna step to the side so you can see it a little bit better. So feet are a little closer than our bodyweight squat, hip width apart, and we just take a step back and lunge down. Come up. So we're gonna alternate, and again, make sure that neck is nice and neutral, and we're holding our chest up nice and high, okay? We don't wanna be like down here. Okay, so chest up nice and high. Don't know what that sound is, but anyways. And then if you're not doing it with weight, literally just drop the weight, guys. All right, here we are. And you can also, if you need balance, because it does take some balance to do these if you're just starting out, just hold on to something. So a bench by your side, whatever. So that way you have something to kind of grab onto when you step down. All right, and then just do the same side. So that'll help with the balance issues if you have some. Okay, so many ways to do this. That's why I just love it so much, because anybody can do it. It's just finding the right modifications and the right exercises. Okay, so next we have a Sumo Squat. So a different variation of squats. This is the last one we're gonna do just on its own, and then you're gonna start supersetting. So Sumo Squat, we take the weight. Our feet are just a little bit wider than normal. So do you see how much more energy doing lower body takes from you? Like, I'm doing these movements and I'm out of breath trying to talk to you guys. When upper body, I just was breezing through it. Okay, anyways, so Sumo Squats. Toes are outward more, so I'm in a wider stance. You see me like a sumo, right? Okay, so toes out. You hold the dumbbell in front between your legs, and then you, same thing, butt down, push back, and push up. One. So you can see a little bit more quad activation here, okay? So butt down. It's also gonna hit those inner thighs just because we're in that wide stance, okay? So same thing though, if you not comfortable with weight yet, it's not a big deal. You're still gonna get movement from it, you know? Don't think that you're not. That's such a bad thing that's out there. And it's not anyone's fault, because it's like people keep saying it, like you have to add resistance to see growth and blah, blah. Why, yes you do, but if you're not doing anything, doing something is adding resistance. Going from nothing to something plus resistance is just bam, bam, double whammy, you know? Okay, so toes out, again, squat down, deep, 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 and we push up. Down, 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 push up. Okay. So then next, we have glute bridges and donkey kicks. So this is for that backside and the hamstrings. The others were more like quad dominant and inner thighs, so we're gonna switch it up a little bit here. So you're gonna do glute bridges, again, with weight, without weight, show you both. So a glute bridge, you literally just lay on your back. We're gonna practice that hip hinging movement, guys, okay? Because we're gonna get into deadlift soon, and that is a hip hinge movement. So, butt back, heels pretty close to your tush. You don't want them all the way up there, but you also don't want them out here, because whenever you do the bridge, you want to create a 90-degree angle, okay? And that's not it, right? So if I bring my back, now I'm at a 90-degree angle. Again, right, we don't want that space in our back. Turn that pelvis down. Tight core, and from here we lift up and squeeze, and down. All the way down. Up and down. So you should feel the weight coming through your heels, all right? And then with the dumbbell, literally place that bad boy on your lap. Make sure to hold it. If not, it will roll all the way up. Okay, so hold that bad boy, and we lift up, and we go down, and we lift up, and we go down. Squeeze. Make sure all these movements are controlled and intentional, guys, because we can do these movements and be thinking about something else, or be talking to somebody and you're not really activating it properly, your muscles. You have to be focused. You have to do the movement and think about the movement and squeeze my glutes and then breathe out. You feel it so much more, and a mind-muscle connection is going to get you much more solid workout than you're like chilling watching TV and you're like glute bridging, you know what I mean? Like, you have to, okay? It's necessary. All right, donkey kicks here. Feet hip width apart, hands hip width apart, like a little box form here. Heel is nice and flat, and then we literally just lift that leg up to the ceiling. Boom. Nice little glute squeeze. Okay, nice and controlled. We don't need this happening. This isn't gonna do much, okay? We need to control the movement. Use your muscles to pull and push your leg up and down, okay? If you wanna use some resistance, throw this bad boy in the back of your knee. That takes a little practice. It's a little uncomfortable at first. Go very light. Don't put like a 15-pound dumbbell back there and try and lift it up. That's not gonna happen. It's gonna be very difficult, all right? So something very light. Put it back there. Give it a little, just a little squeeze. So that way it stays in there, right? And then we just drag it up. Boom. Down. Boom. Boom. All right, lovely. So that one is an actual superset. So you do 12 of your glute bridges. I keep having to roll these pants down. So 12 of the glute bridges, and then 12 on each side of our little donkey kicks, okay? Squeezing that tush. Okay, guys, where are we? I think we have another superset. Yes. Lateral lunge and banded or unbanded hip abductions. So I'm going to show you how to do those. both ways. Let me grab my band. No, it's in my box of tricks. Here it is. Okay. So just one of these little bands. Literally, you can pick up a set of 3 of them for like $11 on Amazon. And they're so handy to have at home if you want to start adding more resistance. Okay, so lateral lunge. So with our lateral lunge, we are going to be on either side. This is going to be really good for the inner, the outer thighs, the glute area, but mostly the inner and outer. That's why we're going to couple it with some abductions, which are for the outer thighs as well. So here, on either side, take a step out, lateral lunge. Okay, so this leg stays straight, and the leg that you're coming down on, you're going to give me a little bend. Push yourself back up. We're just going to focus on doing one side at a time for now, okay? So down, boom, push yourself up. I'm going to show you how it looks like from the side. A nice deep stretch, guys, okay? Down, push yourself up, okay? Down, push yourself up. Okay, so hip abductions. Alright, so these can be seated on the bench or on the floor. I'll show you both. So floor, you kind of lean back for the floor, so that way you can get a little bit more engagement. Put the band right above your knees, and then you bring your legs out, bring them in, just like the machine. Out, in, out, in. You just want to make sure you keep your resistance on the band the whole time. You don't want to get so close that you let it go, right? So, out, in. Okay, and then if you don't have the band, it's the same exact movement, just without the band. Out, in, okay? Now, for the bench, it's a little bit different because I want you to sit up a little bit, just to get, because you're going to be in a different position, obviously. So, this one, I'm in a bench, but I'm going to sit up a little bit rather than sit back on this, so I get more of the engagement here, okay? So, here I am, and then legs out and in. Out and in. Out and in. Out and in. And it's really a lot harder on the bench because you don't have your hands, right? So out and in. Okay. Same thing if you don't have the bench. If you don't have the band on the bench, just out and in. Out. Okay, guys. That is a wrap for our leg day. What I do want you to do is make sure, again, you do those static stretches for your legs. So hold on to something if you need to and hit those quads, front of those thighs. Make sure you hit your hamstrings. So one foot in front of the other, and then kind of hinge forward, get a nice good stretch back in there. You're gonna wanna hold these stretches. Remember, they're not active stretches, they are static. Hold them in place. Your back flexion, again, you can do those. And then inner thighs, definitely hit those because you did a lot of work there. So what I like to do is literally just get in a wide ass stance and do this. Pull my knees apart so I get a stretch right in here. Feels so good. Okay. Okay, squad, I will see you for core conditioning.